Hi guys, Bran here. A little bit more of an earnest one today. Not a precisely a rant video, but definitely not scripted at all kind of video. Just kind of like talking about my thoughts and feelings about some stuff that's been going on in the Dead by Daylight community lately, and passing on some food for thought and some advice out there in the community, because obviously, as you've probably found out being in this community for longer than 5 minutes, especially if you're on multiple social medias, that the DBD community can be a pretty volatile place out there. And there've been recently some things I've been seeing on DBD Twitter and things that have happened in my own games that have been not too pleasant. And I kind of want to talk about one thing in specific. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. The thing I want to talk about today is that you're allowed to dislike things in Dead by Daylight, which is a funny thing because it's kind of a no-duh. You're allowed to dislike whatever you want in any game that you play. But the Dead by Daylight community seems to take things extremely personally, no matter what the situation happens to be. And disliking something in the game seems to be one of those. The reason this got brought up to me initially was because I saw a very unfun Twitter exchange between a larger creator and a smaller creator, talking about how because the streamer was running full meta, they were not allowed to dislike that another player was also bringing meta and referred to the game as unfun. You are allowed to dislike whatever combination of perks, items, whatever that you want. It does not have to be always based in objectivity. It doesn't always have to be things that are objectively needing to be changed for the game. I bring this up a lot. I don't like Starstruck. Starstruck's fine. Starstruck's not OP. It kind of used to be when Nurse's attacks counted as M1s, but that's not a thing anymore. But I've just never liked Starstruck. It's never been a perk I enjoy facing, and that's okay. Like, that doesn't, I'm not levying for the game to change, for Starstruck to be changed in a way that I enjoy. It's just a perk that I just, when I run into it, it's not my favorite. That's all. And it should be that simple. But for some reason, the smaller creator decided to call out the bigger creator for running meta and disliking going against meta. And now obviously that airs to a certain level of hypocrisy for like, well, you're doing the same thing, so why? But you at the end of the day, it does not make anybody a bad person. It does not make anybody problematic. It's not something that warrants being called out. You're allowed to dislike whatever. You're allowed to run whatever. I always say this in a lot of my videos is you paid your $20. Which is kind of a funny statement because Dead by Daylight goes on sale so much that you probably didn't get it for $20. You probably got it for less. But the point being, you paid for the game, so you kind of do whatever you want in the game. At the end of the day, any sort of balanced thought or feeling discussion when it comes to perks, add-ons, maps, etc., is up to Behavior Interactive specifically to fix themselves. It is not up to us as the community to police each other, to try to get into one big town hall and try to get us to all agree about something. That's not on us. It's on behavior. So to make, especially in social media spaces, to make like call out posts trying to police the way people behave and the things they do and don't like and the validity of them disliking or liking certain things, it's kind of a moot point. And I ran into this myself, which is the second part of this I want to get to. I ran into this myself recently on stream. I faced a 4-man bully squad, and they were all running Sabo and Blind builds. So essentially it was like everything in their builds, every single perk, every single item was brought specifically to deny me the ability to play the game. That you are not allowed to pick up because you get flashlight saved or flashbang saved. You're not allowed to hook anybody because you try to hook somebody, we're just going to Sabo. But like, you know, essentially everything they were doing was made out to make sure that I was not able to play the game. Now I do end up getting the 4K and end up winning, but I did not have the most tremendously fun time because quite literally all their builds were built to make getting that 4K as frustrating and annoying as possible. While I was not very frustrated or annoyed, I just kind of didn't enjoy my experience. It was a very lukewarm. It was a very mid game. So I was kind of just not excited. I was just like, okay, here comes the another Sabo. And even if I slugged them out and won, it's still like, well, more other games where it's a little bit more competitive, it's a little more back and forth and not just how much can I deny your ability to play the game, it would have been a more fun experience. But in the end game chat, the survivors were very confused how I did not have a good time, and which I just retorted, like, your builds are, I retorted that your builds were specifically built around preventing me from doing things. I'm sure if you guys play Magic or other card games, there's plenty of formats where there's cards that and decks built all around just denying your ability to place cards down and take actions, and those are always like really frustrating to deal with. So that's essentially what they were running, except in like the Survivor form. So even if, like, you know, I ended up getting the 4K, it was not the most fun experience. But they were just questioning me and hounding me about like not enjoying the game and being confused by it. And it's like, even if like I didn't really have a leg to stand on there, I'm allowed to just dislike certain things. I don't have to like everything in the game. Everybody's different and enjoys different things. I think that in terms of having balanced discussions, it's important to talk about what's healthy and unhealthy. But on a personal level, you can like or dislike whatever. At the end of the day, you are an individual, and certain things may feel better to you than it does to others. I've heard plenty of situations where people will like a really bad map for their role just because it's really, really fun. I like Midwich on both sides, even though it's abysmal for Survivor. It's terrible for Survivor. But I still like going to Midwich and Survivor because it's my favorite map in the game. Midwich is just pretty. It's just aesthetically pleasing. Silent Hill, while not my favorite video game franchise, is up there. So I like the aesthetic of being in Silent Hill while playing a different game. It's just super fun, and I just enjoy it. I'm allowed to have those feelings, and I just feel like the Dead by Daylight community, almost in the vacuum of the fact that behavior, especially in previous years, was a little slow to change things, tries to police each other. And I feel like a lot of the times they overstep the boundaries of something that actually deserves to be talked and thought through and felt and discussed, and just boil it down to, okay, well, everything's a problem. I think the things that I would like to see call out posts for are for people being terrible, right? People supporting things that they shouldn't, people not being inclusive, that sort of thing. That's the stuff I want to see call out posts about. I don't want to see call out posts about somebody being a tunneler. I don't want to see call out posts about somebody running all meta. Like, that stuff at the end of the day does not matter. And it feels like such like go touch grass bubble that I have to say that, and that's a thing that I have to communicate to people. It's like, it doesn't matter if you run all meta. It doesn't matter if you tunnel in a video game. Like, none of this stuff actually matters at the end of the day. Like, it really doesn't. It does not reflect on your person. It does not reflect on your character. It does not reflect on who you are as a person in real life. It does not. So the fact that people are taking it outside the game, making it personal, making call out posts, people are allowed to feel and think what they want about the game. And there's far more serious stuff in the world that we should be calling people out for, outside of being a tunneler or running all meta or something like that. It feels just like such a nothing burger non-issue. But I guess just, it's, you know, the Dead by Daylight community continues to be the Dead by Daylight community, and we just like to make a mountain out of a molehill. Yeah, if there's any like purpose to this video, any sort of like takeaway I want you to have, even though it's not a match review, is that people are allowed to like what they want. Please reserve all out posts and, you know, treating people as if they are morally dubious, specifically for things that are not morally right and things that deserve to be called out. Please don't use those things for tunneling, running meta, or something very, very significant like that. Try to be more careful with what we call people out for, because those are certainly things that don't deserve that level of intensity. So let's not do that, and just like let people feel what they want about the game. Because at the end of the day, it's just a game, and at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. So yeah, have you guys been in a situation where somebody's mischaracterized you as a person because of the way you feel about Dead by Daylight, whether it be tunneling, camping, something like that? Let me know down in the comments below. But then that's gonna be it for today's video, friends. Thank you so much for watching. What's really funny, when I say other than that, I say it so quickly that my little subtitle thing down here never catches it, which is very, very funny. And I always have to like either put that in, and if I forget, sometimes it's just gone. But yeah, point being, I upload daily, so I will see you tomorrow. But if I do not, I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.